You are listening to Stribling's New York on 710 AM, WOR Radio, an iHeart Media company. I'm in the studio with producer Tony Simone, and on the phone we have Gonzalo Casals, who is the Vice President of Programming for the Friends of the High Line, which is a spectacular addition to New York City. Welcome, Gonzalo.
Thanks for having us.
So there's so much to talk about the High Line. Tony and I were walking down there the other day. He tried to push me off, but he didn't succeed.
He's kidding. We love the High Line.
I love it so much.
Yeah. I'm actually friends with Robbie and Josh, the co-founders. So we're amazed how far the High Line has come. Tell us a little about what you do for the High Line.
So the role that me and my team do is really create all the cultural programming that really is going to give New Yorkers and our neighbors opportunities to keep coming back to the park. We get over 7.6 million people that visit us every year, with two-thirds of that being tourists from the U.S. and abroad. But we get about 2.3 million New Yorkers that keep coming back to the park. But when they come back, they don't come back to see how beautiful the park is, or the horticulture, or the view of the cities. But also they come back looking for the interesting and fun stuff in such a beautiful setting. So, like the other night, we had we opened our series of salsa concerts that was really created for the Latino older adults living a few blocks away from the High Line in the two public housing. But if for some reason we got into the circuit of salsa concerts during the summer in the city, and we get neighbors and New Yorkers from the five boroughs. And that's just one of the examples. We have an amazing public art program that we install once a year. It changes with murals, art installations, sculptures, and we have all kinds of activities for families with a monthly festival in which families come and enjoy performances, storytelling, art-making activities, and other things.
Well, one of the things New Yorkers, I think, take for granted is that they don't realize there's somebody like you that's making the High Line different every time they go. Because what truly distinguishes the High Line for me as a New Yorker is you do have this great combination of tourists and New Yorkers, and that's what makes it so vibrant.
Yeah, and it's really important that you bring that up, because the High Line, it is a public park that is owned by the city of New York, or if you will, owned by New Yorkers. But what's a little different than other parks is that Friends of the High Line, the organization that I work for, is the organization that first advocated to save the structure from demolition. The Giuliani administration wanted to demolish the structure and just develop the land in which the park sits. And then we work really closely with the Brumler administration to raise the money to build the park and really define the design and how the park was going to look like. And a little over 40% of the money that cost build the High Line was from private donors, from New Yorkers like you and I. And once the park started open, we convinced the city that there was nobody better than Friends of the High Line to really take care of the daily maintenance, operations, and programming of the park. So we continued to do that, and we raised 98% of the funds that cost to run the park from private donors every year.
Do you have a website we can tell our listeners about?
Yes, of course. You can learn about all our activities. You can make a donation to support the activities in the park at www.thehighland.org.
Is there any fun events coming up?
Yeah,
end of the month?
We have lots of things happening first Wednesdays of the month. Like I mentioned, we have our salsa program. But if there's one day that New Yorkers are going to come and enjoy the High Line, is July 21st. The High Line is going to be open after hours. We're going to be open until 12 at midnight. And from 10 to 12, from Gansevoort Street at the very south entrance of the High Line all the way to 18th Street, as you walk on the park, you're going to encounter different light and sound-based participatory installations by different artists that they're going to really bring a different experience to the High Line, and it's just for one night. So you better save the date, July 21st.
Okay, so what's great about the Highline, too, is you can go back every week and you're going to see something different and experiencing something new, as opposed to I walk into the same spot in Central Park every week and it's just those same damn trees. I'm getting bored. I'm bored with them.
Not that we don't love Central Park.
I love Central Park.
I have a question really quick on the Highline. I think a lot of people are under the impression that it's publicly funded, but it's mostly a privately funded park, correct?
Yeah, like I said, 98% of the funds
You did say that, right?
to run the park are like raised by private donors. But to your point about Central Park or other parks, what makes the Highland different, really unique, is most of the parks on the city are designed to give you a refuge of the city, right? Like when you want to escape from the noise and the brick and mortar. The Highland, because of it's 30 feet elevated, from the street, because it runs through like almost 4 different neighborhoods in the city, it really opens up yourself to the city and gives you these beautiful perspectives that you wouldn't see from any other place in New York.
No, I agree. I live in the Future Hudson Yards in South Hell's Kitchen, and I always walk the Highline to work and back. I actually like to jog on it if I get there early enough before the tourists.
What are the Highline's hours? Because you mentioned that it's open late on some nights.
So it changes. It changes during the season, but we open throughout the year. We open at 6 in the morning, and we close at 7 in winter. Fall and spring we close at 10 p.m. and then summer, which is June, July, and August, we close at 11.
Well, that's really fantastic. So I'm going to make sure to go to the website and give it to us again so that our listeners go there.
The website is www.thehighline.org.
Thehighline.org.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. This has really been a great episode.
We'll see you on the Highline.
You can come back and tell us more as the summer progresses.
Thanks for having us, and we'll see you at the park.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.